Hello everyone, my name is Jillian.
I'm Keanu.
I'm Michael.
I'm Mallory.
I'm Bridget, and we are the team that worked with Loaves, Fishes, and Computers. So our partner was LFC, and they're a nonprofit organization that helps to bridge the digital divide by refurbishing computers and selling them at a steep discount to families in need. And this helps students to get better education and helps parents and adults to do better work.
Now, our main challenge was that there wasn't enough computers being produced in a day-to-day basis. That there's 3 stages of having a computer: 1, like collecting; 2, the refurbishing; and 3, the burn-in. The burn-in was the biggest problem. It created a bottleneck. So there were so many computers being refurbished, but there wasn't enough computers being burned in. Now, you can't see closely, but on here there's dates that ranges back from February. So there's computers all the way back from February that's just stockpiling because there's not enough people burning the computers.
And we took these pictures last week.
Yeah.
And that gives you a time range.
What we did, we observed the burn-in process and the work environments. We interviewed. We talked to the volunteers and the staff. We experienced the burn-in process and the work environment.
So this is the design thinking process we use to come up with unexpected solutions to our problem.
It's the same one that the 6th grade team talked about.
Yeah. There was two key areas that we found, and the first one being experience matters, because the longer you have a volunteer, the more experience they get, meaning the more work they can do. Saturdays was the most error day because there was a lack of unexperienced volunteers. And next was connection matters, to a shared purpose, to each other, to our actions. When people are connected to a shared purpose and to each other, they are more productive.
Some key insights that we have received is opportunity lies in behavior, not in technology. And
We found that there were some issues like bandwidth, and they didn't have enough bandwidth, and we couldn't really fix a problem like that, but we could help with the volunteers and the experience that they have.
We found that behavior equals motivation filtered through opportunity. Motivation, having a community, seeing the community impact we have, and how the volunteers can have an opportunity to meet that impact.
And how when both motivation and opportunity are increased, productivity is increased.
We needed to increase motivation through connection. To increase motivation, we needed to create a stronger connection to a shared purpose and to each other. We also needed to increase the opportunity through clarity. We needed to clarify the monthly goals and the obstacles to those goals and how to get around them.
So increasing motivation and connecting to each other. So Tea Time was this concept that we came up with to help create a stronger connection and a sense of community among the volunteers at LFC. And so you basically take about 5, 10, 15 minutes to maybe sit in a circle, and we had these conversation cards with different topics on them, and everyone would go around in a circle and talk about something and learn about each other, so that they feel the volunteers would feel more comfortable asking questions if they were unsure of something, or maybe they would just like coming to LFC better. I don't know. Not that they don't like coming there. One particular volunteer said that when I came here, this is exactly what I thought it would be like after we had done Tea Time, and that was really, really powerful for us because it meant that we were doing something good and we were doing something right. That is the circle from yesterday from Tea Time, and there's food table, so yeah, important. Yeah.
We thought increasing motivation, connecting to a shared purpose so everyone knows what they're doing and how it's going to affect everyone. We say it's not just a computer, it's a future. It's not just a computer we're doing for a company or a business. It's we're giving out to people who need computers.
So we could also use Tea Time to connect to a shared purpose, and we could have people share stories, volunteers could share stories of the impact that their computers had on the community, or we could even have like people who had received computers come in and talk about how it affected them and the positives for them. So this is also this is an application to get a computer, and this right here is a story about education and how it would help this woman's children.
Increasing opportunity. VRS needs clutterless environment to work.
So basically we have these posters and things that we created, and they say like we care and about our goal, and 3 different things that you want to talk about?
It's the 3 productivity things. Go ahead. So time on task, finish computers, and attention to detail. So these 3 boxes are them. So we came up with 3 key things under productivity, and the first one was not being distracted. So that would be time on your phone. The 50% done is to basically symbolize coming in and ignoring uncompleted work, and attention to detail. So skipping a step or not initialing it.
So that was kind of what Mallory was talking about there, finishing burn-in. Sometimes volunteers come in and there's a computer that's halfway done and they go and get a new one and start it and don't complete it. So there's a lot of unfinished work and not much completed work.
And so I've made a comic on the internet, and so it starts off with, you know, regular day LFC, and then there's our coach Aaron, except for we use him as a volunteer. In the first speech bubble it says, I came here to burn, but where do I start? The second window says, should I grab a computer from the shelf? And the shelf is all the computers that have been piled up that date back to February. And so the third window says, he's thinking inside of his head, since he is looking at a computer and there's a sign that says finish me. And so he's thinking, oh look, a finish me sign. And he yells out, hey, this computer needs finishing. And so he starts pointing at the computer at the fourth window saying, by working on computers that are almost done with burn-in, it increases productivity. And the last window is just a joke saying, hi Bob and hey Billy. And yeah, that's the end of my comic.
So this was also talking about the 3 main issues with productivity. And so people are on their phones or not doing work when their computers are going through an update or something that takes like 20 minutes.
Deputize super burners. A super burner, because there's not many experienced volunteers that volunteer on Saturday.
We need to have people who have experience there on Saturday, or just more people with experience who know what they're doing. So if there's a question that can be answered and there are less errors.
And
Visual reinforcement system. We wanted to motivate, as I said before, the connection with the shared purpose and community, having pictures of people receiving computers and stuff, and the opportunity, highlighting goals and obstacles, oh, we did 4 computers today, we completed our goal and stuff like that.
So this is what the wall looks like right now at LFC, and we noticed that there's a lot of stuff on there that's in multiple places around the site, and a lot of it's not really necessary.
For
it's
example,
cluttered.
In one hallway it says poisonous plants and something, and I'm that's not really useful in a computer environment.
So Aaron photoshopped that all out of the way so you could see what it would look like if there was no clutter. And then we put this sign there that you saw before, and so it emphasizes the goals and what needs to be done to help people in the community, basically. And it brightens it doesn't really brighten up the place because it's already super bright, but it adds some decoration, and it's nice without being cluttered and distracting people. This is the other wall right now, and that's after it was photoshopped. And these were some things that we thought we could have.
Pictures of families receiving their computers on the wall, and of course a quote, and also a little window that says upcoming events, so that way they're able to let the public know what LFC is doing.
And a lot of the posters that were around the place were the same thing. It just kept being repeated. And instead of like having everything all over the walls, you could have it in one place where people would know to look for upcoming events or other things.
So our summary is, well, increased connection with the community and also with volunteers. So that way volunteers are able to stay longer, and also volunteers will have a sense of what their job is, that it's more than just fixing computers. It's giving a computer to the community, that someone that is maybe working somewhere else, like in a part-time job, really needs it. Also, to share purpose to each other and to clarify obstacles to productivity.
So this is a picture that someone found somewhere, and it has the little quote that Aaron actually came up with. He was on a roll one day. It was like really weird. So he said, "It's not just a computer; it's the future." Thank you. Yeah. If you have any questions.
Sorry, I got